I stopped going to the hair salon for numerous of reasons. And I'm going to expand on that now. Hopefully you have a little bit of time to listen to this story time. I won't make it too long. I'll get right to the point. The reason being is I initially started noticing the unprofessionalism. As soon as I started to go to a stylist, in most cases, they're very nice, very professional, treat you like you're supposed to be treated, like a customer. They show up on time. They want to make sure you're absolutely happy and that your experience is great. It quickly plummeted to not showing up on time, not giving me the same customer care with my hair as they did prior. The conversations that are held in the salon, many times they're inappropriate around children or just inappropriate in general. Let me see what else I had. The ones that like to take a lunch break during the times that they're supposed to finish your hair. They eat. I've had hairstylists to eat over my head. I've had them leave to go shopping while I'm waiting under the hair dryer for them to come back with a roller set. But I think the biggest thing, the one that really knocked the ball out of the park for me, is when a hairstylist, a hair professional, whatever you want to refer them as, he or she went and got on the telephone when I was getting a relaxer. And my head was burning and I didn't want to seem to be controversial, fussy, or difficult to deal with. So I sat there and I was hoping that she would eventually come back to me. So I'm staring at her and eventually I told her, I said, hey, it's burning. And she just did the little one finger thing. And at the time, she was using a phone that was on the wall. If you ever seen the wall phones, the landline, where she was on the phone and she was leaning up against the wall and she was eating something and she was deep into her conversation. Now, my hair has always been very thin, so being thin and fine didn't help the situation either. So that happened to me. She finally came, shampooed me, my scalp was burned. I told her it was sore. She didn't seem to be bothered by the fact that my head was sore. The next day I got up with scabs in my head. I could barely comb my hair and my hair was extremely straight. And if you know what that means it was over processed. It was set on my hair too long. And I don't know between that period of time. Oh, but before I get to this part that I was getting ready to say, in a couple of days later, 3 or 4 days later, my hair began to fall out. It was falling out into the bed. It was just coming out in chunks. And I was told later by some other stylists that examined my scalp, said that my hair wasn't rinsed out properly. It probably wasn't neutralized to kill stop the process of the relaxer. And I was very, very resentful of that. And so what ended up happening, my hair came out more on one side than the other. And for me, that's where the asymmetric bob came into play. Not because I wanted it, but because it was either cut it all off and make it all even or make it asymmetrical. So my hair was long on one side, short on the other. I can't remember which side it was. I actually have pictures of me, but I wrestled with the fact if I should show my photo or not. It doesn't look bad or not or anything. It's just that I'm not going to get into that. But I'm not going to show the photo at this point. But yeah, so I was very resentful of that. But then I went to school and I got all these compliments off my hair. Oh, your hair looks so good. Oh, wow, I love that style. And then I started seeing other girls get an asymmetrical cut. But, I went on to explain to people how it was a mistake because the lady left the chemicals in too long. And so on fast forward, when I got much older, in my younger, early 20s, my another hairstylist, she noticed a quarter size bald spot in the top of my head. She let me know what was going on. And I don't know if that had any relation to what happened to me years prior. I doubt it, but of course, I'm not a professional when it comes to the chemistry of chemicals and everything, as far as what it could do to me later on in life. So I wasn't really sure about that. However, I was kind of not surprised that it happened, meaning that I have people in my family that was my elders that had alopecia. So I wasn't surprised, but I thought because of the new things that we have available in the market for our hair now, I thought, of course, I'm not going to get alopecia, because even though it is hereditary, there's just so many things you can do now to prevent that. So I thought, and I started getting relaxers all over my head, with an exception of in the area where the bald spot was. So I figured, give that part of my hair a break. Don't put any chemicals in that area. But honestly, when you use a chemical, it still gets in the bloodstream. It still spreads all over the entire body internally. So it wasn't doing anything, but I thought it was at the time. So fast forward to that hairstylist, she started to try to give me treatments and everything, but it didn't get any better. The spot got larger and larger and larger. And after a while, I stopped going there because that hairstylist began to not seem to care anymore. They gossiped a lot. It took a long time for them to do my hair so that I can go home. And I had other things I wanted to do. I didn't want to spend an entire day in the salon. There are many times that I've gone to hair salons in broad daylight and did not leave until it was 8-9 p.m. And it would be so unbelievable that I stayed there that long. So that was another reason why I stopped going, because I was in a hair salon where, if you're a professional, there's no such thing as one type of regimen fit all. Everyone has different things, different needs when it comes to the hair and scalp care. And I just was not seeing that. I was spending tons of money and time in the hair salon only to come out crying sometime because my hair did not look like, or my scalp didn't look like I spent that long in there. And a lot of times we felt like if we were there a long time, you're expected to look like $1 million. And that's not the truth at all. It's just that it was just draining. And as time went by, I just decided to cut all of my hair off and just shampoo, condition it at home. And when it started to grow back, the spots did not grow back, just the rest of my hair did. And I started to see redness in the scalp area. Well, this is long before I stopped going, of course. But I noticed it more when I got closer and looked at my hair a little bit closer. And my scalp would get really, really sore. And I would just treat my scalp, do a lot of massages. And then eventually a lot of the growth came back. I would see little fuzz in the balding areas, but never enough to make me feel happy about it. And then I started studying up on more about alopecia. And despite the fact that I went to school to become a hairstylist only so that I could own my own, I wanted to own a salon. Because I'm just an entrepreneur by nature. But I never did own that salon. That's another story, is why I didn't do that. But I went off into a different direction, but I continued to try to take care of my hair at home. And then I got my hair to the point where it looked the best that it had ever looked in a long time. So I just decided to continue to just take care of my hair and scalp at home. At some point, my hair got to the point where, although it was growing and looking a lot healthier, the alopecia areata, the type of alopecia that I have, it just never got better in terms of, being able to wear my own hair and style it. Now, I could cut it up until for about maybe 15 years. I could keep it in short hairstyles, like short cuts to kind of camouflage the balding areas. But once it got to that point where I couldn't, then it became a point where I had to wear, well, I didn't have to, but I decided to wear like toppers, keep my hair out, my own hair, show as much of my own hair as possible, and just kind of wear toppers and blend it in with my hair. And that worked. And to this day, I can still do that now, but it's a lot of work that goes into that. I can't do it myself. I can't put a topper on, style it, cut it, blend it in. God bless the ones who can, because I know there are a lot of people that can, but I can't. I cannot blend my hair and put a topper on and shape the back up and all that good things like that without going to some hair salon. And I just don't feel like I want to go back in that area again. I have to really feel compelled to the professional person, the stylist, to feel like I could trust another salon again. So anyway, I could go on and on with this story, but I just kind of wanted to warm back up to the channel. I haven't been here in a while, and I just been really busy with a lot of business. And so hopefully you guys can share some of your experiences with me in the comment section. Let me know why you stopped attending the hair salon and what was your solution.